What's up, fight fans? Mademan here. Y'all know how I get down. We talking boxing, man. What up to the fam? And what up to everyone in Mademan's boxing form? Hey, look, man. So the thing is this. It looks as if word on the curb is being reported by Mike Coppinger of ESPN that Sabastian Fundora and Errol Spence Jr have now agreed to a deal for a WBC junior middleweight title fight in October in Dallas. Sources told ESPN. PBC's hope is to stage the Prime Video pay-per-view event at AT&T Stadium if the finalized date fits into the Dallas Cowboys home schedule. So we'll wait and get the finalized word on that, man. But real good stuff right here, fight fans. Look like we got the return of Errol Spence Jr, man. And we knew that this fight was pretty much on the horizon, given the way that, after Sabastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu, Errol Spence Jr. climbing into the ring, seeing how all that played out. So we knew this was pretty much on the horizon right here. A very interesting matchup. Now, first thing to be said about this, real messed up thing about boxing though, but Errol Spence coming off of a loss, getting beat down, and in his very next fight, it's a title shot. You can't make this up, man. Only in boxing. But that's just the way it's playing out. So his next fight is a title shot. You know what I'm saying? Like he told Terrence Crawford online, man, he don't do lines. You know what I mean? The wheels, I guess the doors of boxing just open up for certain fighters, fight fans. And that's just the way it is. But also another thing is that this fight going down in October, that's a very long time that Errol Spence Jr. has been out of the ring. Now, we know that Errol Spence Jr. is coming off a situation with his eye where that's the reason that it was claimed that he did not want to rematch Terrence Crawford because he had some sort of cataracts or something in his eye and he couldn't see too well. So he pulled out of the rematch clause in order to get his eye tended to, fight fans. And, well, we'll see what it looks like. We'll see what it definitely looks like. And so he's been out of the ring for quite some time, coming off of an eye situation again. And these situations have normally, the way they've been playing out for Errol has not been playing out very well. Errol has not been looking top stellar in his, more recent fights. And a lot of people accredit that to the fact that, listen, he's been having long spurts out of the ring and, of course, dealing with health concerns. So seems to be the same issue right here, man. And this is his first fight at 154 pounds. So very interesting. Now, he's not facing a dude that got, like, say, a big right hand, right? But Sabastian Fundora is more of a chip away type fighter where he likes to turn up the volume, a volume puncher. But Sabastian Fundora can be rough and can be tough, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he's a surefire 54-pounder. I mean, Errol is definitely coming back after the inactivity and coming off this eye situation and coming off the beatdown of Terrence Crawford to get in there with a real tough opponent first fight back. So Errol always said he don't do no tune-ups, man. That's always been his thing. Who knows, man? Hope that doesn't come back to haunt him, but we'll see. Once again, Sabastian Fundora gonna get in there, turn that volume up, look to bring the fight to you. That's how he fights. We seen him attempt to fight tall in his last fight against Tim Tszyu, mainly because Tim Tszyu couldn't see. We know what happened in that fight where Tim Tszyu suffered the cut to the top of his head and the blood, leaked all over to his eye and he couldn't see much. Sabastian Fundora then turned around and ran away with that win, taking 2 world titles in that win as well, fight fans, the WBC and the WBO. Very interesting, man, because think about this, yo. If Errol Spence Jr. defeats Sabastian Fundora, then pretty much Terrence Crawford could possibly become the mandatory to Errol Spence Jr. once again, and it'll be interesting to see how that moment would play out. Reason being, remember, Terrence Crawford's next fight against Israel Madrimov is for the WBA belt, but also for the WBO interim belt. And we know that Sabastian Fundora currently holds the WBO title that he won in the Tim Tszyu fight. So, I mean, depending on if Errol Spence Jr. was to win, the WBO has already came out telling everyone that, hey, the winner of Sabastian Fundora's next fight, they're going to have a certain amount of time to sit down and do a deal with Terrence Bud Crawford. Because we know that the WBO likes to work with Terrence Crawford, and they're going to try to stir their title back towards him. So more than likely, if Crawford beats Madrimov, that's the type of situation that may be set up. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody vacates that belt, and I'm noticing in the reporting that they're only talking about the WBC. So we just going to wait and see how that all works out. That would be real interesting. You know what I mean? Not to mention Samson Lekowicz, who clearly did not want to deal with Terrence Crawford when possibly he was going to have to do that if the Tim Tszyu fight wouldn't have happened. And also keep in mind that Tim Tszyu had a rematch clause with Sabastian Fundora. However, it was said that Sabastian Fundora was injured during their fight with an injured nose, and he was not going to be returning till November. But more than likely, I'm sure he'll return back in time for Errol Spence Jr. But so this pushed it way kind of down the line. And so Tim Tszyu, you know, he didn't want to wait so long. And now he's also landed a real good fight on the undercard of Crawford versus Mademan with Virgil Ortiz. I love that fight right there, man. So Tim Tszyu decided to go down another route. I guess he did not want to wait around for Sabastian Fundora, despite the fact that still Fundora holds 2 world titles, and he was convinced to go another route. And so Errol Spence said he don't do lines. She clearly ain't doing no line here. It's all got worked out, man. Most of these fighters pretty much all work with PBC, so it was kind of easy to put together. Errol, Sabastian Fundora, Tim Tszyu, they were all working with PBC. So for them to arrange this was probably more easier to do than them having the one that still work with Bud Crawford, which clearly they did not want to do. You know what I mean? Now, once again, man, Errol Spence can be in luck here because Sabastian Fundora is a volume puncher. Sabastian Fundora is a surefire 54-pounder, and he's big in size. But he still is a volume puncher. He's not like a big shot artist, you know what I'm saying? But he definitely has the ability to hurt you because he's looking to hit you upstairs, downstairs. Honestly, fights in a very similar fashion like Errol Spence Jr. Really good chip away fighter, you know what I'm saying? Mixes up his punches, likes to fight in a volume punching of style. Now, Errol can box, don't get me wrong. Errol definitely has boxing ability as well. And so does Sabastian Fundora. We saw him show this in the Tim Tszyu fight, you know, keeping his distance and range a lot from Tim Tszyu, especially when Tim Tszyu couldn't really see. So, I mean, but in this fight, I think, honestly, they will just be mano a mano, man. I think it's going to be a showdown in the middle of the ring. I think that they're both going to fight to their strengths. I think Fundora is going to throw a lot of volume in there. So is Errol Spence Jr. And, man, I'm telling you, it's going to be interesting to see if Errol can deal with that with his first fight at 54. And listen, this is not going to be no walk in the park. It really, really ain't. And, you know, aside from all of the inactivity as well as the health concerns, what about the simple fact of we don't know what Terrence Crawford might have taken away from Errol Spence? Listen, Errol Spence has been getting buzzed up in a few of his recent fights. And I'm just saying, man, we don't know after the whooping that Crawford put on him, Errol can be lacking a little bit of punch resistance. But things like that, we just gonna wait and see. Terrence Crawford has a reputation of wrecking fighters, man. They're no longer the same after he beats them down. I wonder if Errol Spence is going to become another victim. But man, what a fight to test this out in, huh, fight fans? Man, this is going to be a real action-packed fight, in my opinion. It's going to be a lot of knockdowns. I think, honestly, fans is going to eat up this matchup. It's a really, really good matchup, style-wise. And I can't wait to see this fight, man. Real interesting. So we'll see how it all plays out in the end, man. Thumbs up on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Share, rock the bells. The return of the big fish. Will he pick up where he left off before he met Terrence Crawford? Or will he be wrecked? We will see. To the next video. Peace out.